Hi, folks, and welcome to the Day 1 episode of our E3 2016 podcast coverage. I'm your host, John Machonsky, and with me, as always, but in person this time, is Michael.
Hello there. Hi, John. I can touch you.
Yeah, Michael's got his hands on me right now. He's just kind of like shoulder, up, face. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. And not only is Michael here, but so is Austin.
This is fucking grody. This is terrible.
It's not that grody. It's just two men.
Stop putting your hands on each other.
It's just two men enjoying each other's company. We're having a good time offline, not online this time.
Offline and
right,
online.
Don't squeeze my knee. That feels weird. Stop. No.
Hello to all the extremely online listeners that we have for this podcast.
Yes. Thanks so much for. Let me just again thank everyone out there for helping us get to E3. You know, we're here. We're in person for the first time, and we're working together. So we had quite a few experiences. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on. I don't know if these videos are going to go up, so I'm not going to promise anything about them. But we talked about some stuff that we did previously, but we went to some live performances from the...
Yeah, that's what they call them, live performances.
You know, the games people, they all got up on stage and they danced and they sang.
Yeah, totally. Phil Spencer got up there and he busted out some Journey. It was great. It was really good.
More than a feeling, everyone. But no, we went to the press conferences, or one of the press conferences, and then we went and did some other stuff. So, folks, why don't we get started and talk about what press conferences we liked and what we liked about them? Or should we just run through them? Do you think? All right, let's
very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this quick here. Okay, so first off, that we went to the Microsoft press conference.
You're skipping like two. You're skipping EA and Bethesda. You skip an entire day.
That was day -1 that didn't even exist. That's not a real number.
Yeah, it's the minus world.
That is a real number. Those numbers can go negative.
That actually is true. That is a real number. It's not an imaginary number.
Oh, shit. Okay, so day -0, 1.
That's not real.
That's not how math works.
No, but for real. Okay, so day
You ever
-1.
looked at a number line?
Once or twice.
Okay.
Day -1, no, we got kicked off with EA's press conference. That was technically not part of E3, but you know
we
what?
should have been kicked out.
Close enough. What'd y'all like about EA's press conference? Because from what I recall, it was bad.
It wasn't terrible. It was an EA press conference, which is just way of saying boring and long. And I mean, sports is going to be a part of EA. It's just going to happen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's an EA conference. There's going to be a lot of sports. There was a lot of sports.
Like, I don't even think the existence of them isn't the bad part. It's like how they present everything. Like Mass Effect was all behind the scenes footage, and they didn't show any gameplay. And Star Wars was here's a bunch of people working on Star Wars. Like, some of that's good because it shows like Amy Hennig and Jade Raymond, like some wonderful, diverse, studio heads. But they don't show anything. And then you have to sit there.
Yeah.
And FIFA.
FIFA story mode was honestly one of the best parts of that presentation.
Yeah, like the FIFA story mode thing, that was fun. But the fact that it
looks stupid in a way that EA doesn't usually do.
Like
stupid.
I can't.
I don't know. They play it safe.
Like, I understand that football/soccer is a big deal in Europe. But I can't imagine even people who, like Niall, please feel free to correct me if you listen to this, but are the fact that they put a bunch of fucking football managers in that game an actual big deal? Like, I feel like that isn't really.
It's not a big deal.
I don't know. It's so bizarre that they, took time to, a solid amount of time
to
point that out. Yeah, because, I'm not upset that they took time to show off FIFA and Madden. Those are big things, and they want to show that off to investors. But even though they were in London for that part, like I can't imagine people were like, "Oh my God, there's that manager! Wow!" Like he's just some fucking
Jose
dude.
football.
I think you're underestimating. Like I saw Europeans on my Twitter going like, "Yeah, I know who exactly who that is," and all you Americans and Yanks are like, "Who the fuck?" Like that was playing up towards the European crowd, and then
Sure.
I think you're also discounting how many people here like actually really are into FIFA.
No, I don't mean to say that like people aren't into
Why
FIFA.
do you hate soccer?
I don't mean to say that. What I mean to say is like,
Does it matter that they're in the game?
yeah.
What difference does that make?
Yeah, it's interesting that they're in the game, but I just feel like a big section of a press conference that
I can tell you exactly why. One, there's going to be a big section in FIFA because it sells a lot. Two,
Sure.
what's the difference between their sports games every year? Very little.
Yeah.
So when they add these
sure.
people in, it's like, this dude who scratched his balls one season, yay, came him out of his pocket. Wah.
Yeah.
Like, that's why that's in.
I mean, as somebody who doesn't follow sports, like I don't care about like updated rosters every year. It's like I don't care who's on the roster. It's
I mean that
there
one,
just has to be some teams to pick from with like different colored jerseys. As far as I am
that gif of the guy not being able to put his hand in the jacket it's one of the best.
sure. Yeah.
Isn't that just your life? Is trying to put your hand in your pocket?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, there were a couple of interesting things at EA. Like I really liked how they announced their indie initiative. I don't remember what that was called. EA
Originals.
EA Originals. Yes, thank you. But it's kind of like the new EA partners of a sort.
Yeah. They announced Fee. That game looked cool.
Yeah.
They started and ended strong. They had Titanfall 2 and they had Battlefield 1, and
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I don't know if EA was as bad as
wasn't
I
terrible.
said, but you know, it was pretty boring.
It was EA.
That was an EA
It was an EA
press
EA
conference. And hey,
Yep.
good on them. They haven't learned shit.
So let's move on to Bethesda.
Maybe they don't
real
need
quick.
to.
Let's move on to Bethesda real quick. Let's get through these.
Sure, yeah.
So Bethesda had a really strong showing. Opened up with new Quake.
Yeah.
They reiterated some stuff about or announced some new like Doom DLC.
Yeah, good on them. They're capitalizing on Doom's success. That-
Yeah, talked about
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls cards.
yeah.
Elder
Who
Scrolls
gives a
Legends. We should see that. There was nobody. There were
shit?
empty.
Yeah, I walked
kiosks.
past that several times, and nobody cares.
Maybe I'll just walk up and play it.
Yeah, sure.
You know what we need
I'll
to
try
do.
it.
I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but you know what we should do? We should go play that while we're wearing our Gwent shirts.
No.
Yes.
That would be so fucked up. But no, we're not going to do that. We're going to dress nice. We're going to be nice looking boys tomorrow.
I bought these shirts. I'm gonna wear them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Same,
fair enough.
same here. They started with Quake. That was all that I needed.
Yeah,
like
Quake
they announced
looked really
Quake.
good.
I don't. They could have not showed anything. They could have just said, "Hey, it's Quake." Cool. Bethesda killed it for me.
Yeah.
Quake.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
They,
Prey exists. It's a thing still.
Yep. And it's still not called 2.
Prey?
Nobody- yeah.
that Prey is a thing.
Yeah, doesn't
No
matter.
one remembers Prey is a thing. So why not just rename it?
Yeah.
yeah. There's that Elder Scrolls Skyrim remaster.
Right.
Yep.
You know, I'm sure someone cares about that. I mean, there's mods on
A lot of people
consoles.
care about that.
I mean, yeah, I feel like PC players don't give a shit about that because, like, I remember I saw as soon as that got announced, they were like, you could just download HD textures
packs, yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's why it's coming out on PS4 and Xbox.
Yeah, good for them. You know, more mods, more mod support. I'm sure that this is basically just going to be, hey, why don't you buy like it's the Persona 4 spin-off thing where this is how they are going to make money for the next game. Like Elder Scrolls 6 is going to get announced in a year or two, and
Todd Howard confirmed today that Elder Scrolls 6 is in development already.
well, there you go. Yeah,
Speaking
it's
of Todd
exactly.
Howard,
We walked
past him
one
on the street.
It was pretty fucked up.
it's
But you know,
fucked up.
Bethesda had a good showing, and I'm interested to see what else they have in store.
He was strong. Like I think we said in our predictions podcast, it'd be a holdover year, and no, they just said, "Yeah, fuck that. We got games."
Yeah. Oh, they showed Dishonored too.
Dishonored
as well.
2, yeah.
Forgot about that because I was thinking about Quake, but you know,
But
that-
you know,
everybody knows what that game is.
happy
It's
to be
Dishonored
wrong.
again.
Happy to be wrong.
Yep.
So the next day, we actually got up and went to the Xbox briefing. We got an invite to that, all three of us, and we went and watched that. And it was pretty neat to be there in person.
Presumably, John Carmack was there.
Yeah, he was there like on a swiveling pyramid,
Wearing VR that wasn't actually live demoed for fucking Minecraft.
Yeah, it was really scary because we just saw that and we were like, "Oh fuck!" And then as soon as his segment ended, there was just like he swiveled away like it was nightmarish.
There's like a pyramid there, and then they played a shitty GeoCities ass GIF of fire crackling on top of it.
What was that? That was for another game.
Yeah, I mean it was later, but it was on that pyramid.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Microsoft had a really good showing. I mean, first off, they showed off the Xbox One S, which is their slim model. That's going to be $300
for the 500 gig version.
For the 500 gig version,
from what we have seen.
Yeah, and the vertical stand's 20, but whatever. Like it's $299. It's fine. It does or up-reses to 4K, which is supposedly what the Neo does. So that beats the Neo to market and does most of what the Neo should do.
Yeah.
So right away, that's
and the price is right.
Yeah, I mean it replaces the base normal model, and then that sets up what they announced later, Scorpio, which they didn't announce a price, which tells me it's going to be expensive unless they come up with something else, or they'll probably bundle it with Oculus maybe. I'm sure all that's still up in the air for them. But I thought they came out strong. Like their hardware was a good push. And I think Sony, even though Sony, we'll get to it, had a strong conference, I think a lot of people seemingly are coming out and saying like, then Sony's just doing the hyping up shit, and Microsoft's sitting plugging away going like, hey, $299, smaller, it does all this shit. 4K, and it's the same price. Like I think Sony needs to watch their back because Microsoft is doing everything correctly.
Yep. And they showed off Dead Rising 4 with some snow falling from the ceiling for.
I was gonna say.
Quest is back.
Yeah, for the games, I was really impressed by Microsoft's showing in the games department. Yeah, Dead Rising 4. I got to. I'll mention that later, but Dead Rising 4. Looked real fucking killer. Recore, I think Recore looks cool. A lot of people weren't really cool on that, but I think Recore looks cool.
Looks like it could go either way.
Yeah, there's a demo on the floor, and we passed by it. Line looked short, so we'll play that. We'll get to that.
And it's $40, which helps.
Yeah, definitely.
ID at Xbox looked cool.
Yeah. ID at Xbox looked real nice. Cuphead. Below, yeah. We Happy Few. Yeah, we should mention We Happy Few because we had this conversation where that game is either going to actually be pretty interesting, or it's going to be, why don't you millennials get off your cell phones and stop taking your depression meds and go outside? Yeah. That's going to be that.
You two are reading way too much of that game. That game just looked like a dystopian Orwellian. Like I don't know. You take half. Like that's just from 1984. I don't know. I didn't see millennial. You guys have some insecurities that are coming out.
Yeah, so
take your fucking happy pills.
I already do.
Yeah, I did. I just did an hour ago.
Yeah.
You know what? They work.
Yeah, they do. It's great.
And it's a lot better than fucking eating a rat or whatever the fuck is in that video.
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
I think the game looks lame. I don't like the art style.
I actually like the art style. I don't know. I actually really like the art style, so I don't know. That's why I'm kind of hopeful that game sticks the landing and it is actually interesting.
It'd be great if it was good.
Yeah.
The Worst 2. What else did they show? Forza Horizon 3. Showed a lot of exclusive stuff. Stuff now comes when you buy it digitally. It's on Xbox and on Windows 10.
Yeah, buy it one, play it on both. That's cool. That's the right way to do it.
Scalebound. A lot of people were saying that Scalebound looked bad. I just thought that was like a bad boss fight because we've seen Scalebound before, and it looked like I remember you mentioned. Oh, we need to see melee. We have seen melee combat, and it looked great. Melee. So we should see more.
I want to see a melee boss fight.
Yeah. I don't because I've seen Platinum do melee. I want to see Platinum do a game with everything. Melee shooting, getting on a fucking dragon. I want to see it all. And if it's like, here's a great melee system, and you can pull the right trigger and shoot a gun. Like, I want to see all of it work well. I think that demo maybe looked better to us because it followed not long after the Final Fantasy 15 demo
which had a
Oh,
similar
Christ.
concept but sucks shit.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15's Xbox demo. Yeah, every time I see that game, it makes me want it less and less. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Remember when they first showed it? It was like, damn, boys tripping a convertible. I'm going to roam around.
Yeah,
and
it's boys
I'm
trip
gonna
the game.
Kill me that giraffe dinosaur and be like, I'm going to wear its pelt. And now you look at it and like, I hit the button a lot and I disappear and I reappear and the Titan's dead.
Yeah, I throw one ice bomb and the boss fight's over.
Yeah, why didn't he throw the fucking ice bomb first thing? Because the thing. Forget. I don't want
'Cause
to. I
it's
don't
a
want to
bad
get upset.
demo.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's
it's a
move
bad
on.
demo.
Let's move on. I don't want to get too fired up.
They showed Tekken, that was cool. Microsoft
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah, Microsoft is a good showing. But then after that, we went and did something a little different. We didn't go and see Ubisoft. We didn't just go and see Ubisoft at their show. We didn't go back to the press room. We actually went to Giant Bomb's green room and hung out with them a little bit. That was really neat.
Yeah, big ups to Matt Rory and Jeff Gerstmann and the entire crew for letting us do that.
Yeah, super nice of them. Michael kind of asked them, and not kind of, but Michael asked them.
Michaels are in.
Yeah, and they said yes, and they were very nice about the whole thing. So it was very cool to meet those guys.
And you know what? That was the right way to watch that conference, because I think without like Giant Bomb's commentary on top of it, that conference would have put me to sleep.
At least at the beginning, because I don't think Ghost Recon Wildlands is as bad as it felt like it was, just because it was kind of whiplashy, because people are starting a lot of the conferences with words of memorial words or mourning words.
Moments of silence.
Moments of silence and stuff about what happened in Orlando, which is understandable, but it's real tough.
It was like Just Dance, big happy, goofy bullshit, and then Aisha Tyler comes out and says, "Let's take a moment of silence for Orlando," and then here's a game about shooting and killing a lot of Mexican people.
But,
I think South American people, Bolivian, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But,
I didn't pay.
You
clearly
can't
I didn't
really
pay that much attention to Wildlands.
You can't really help that. These are huge companies, publicly owned, and you can't expect these things with 1,000 arms and 1,000 PR and marketing to suddenly be let's remove these games who spent millions on to, because of a tragedy that happened also in America, where that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's weird, but yeah. And I think the idea of, hey, why don't you just not have these video games up that are violent? Violent ass video games have nothing to do with what happened in Orlando.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Other things do. So I don't know what they would have done differently. They could have done differently. So it's weird, but it's also that's just reality. Sometimes life puts weird things next to one another and says, "Have fun."
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, like I said,
there are a million different ways that they could have done it, and who knows how realistic any of those ways are, or how much better any of those ways would have been.
Yeah, like
but
I said,
the way that it was felt weird. I'm not asking them to do it differently.
I don't think there's an unweird way. I really don't. Unless
me either.
It was just it's understandable, but no, I think that game. My actual gripe with that game is that I really hope that it's going to be playable without having a perfect 4-player squad of mercenaries to take down.
To be, right? It has to be, because they released their Rainbow Six was their 4-squad, go in, do shit, and then Division was here's your MMO. So do they really release another one of that kind of game? I can't see them doing that. That seems insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think all we've seen of that game has been co-op stuff, but people like co-op stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And then they showed South Park, and that's I think
they showed South Park for 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, the Wildlands thing, that was probably nobody's fault.
Yeah,
South Park
was straight up tone deaf.
Somebody's fault. That was somebody's fault, and it fucking sucked.
It was the most boring and lazy quote unquote hashtag offensive jokes that you could possibly make. They weren't even.
That's just South Park.
Yeah,
Like, that's just how South Park is. It's been that way for years, and it's. I mean, it's faded. It's no longer like the like on topic, like perfect thing because Matt Stone and Trey Parker have gotten older, so like, and they've maybe lost a step or two. So it's like Ubisoft likes that partnership, and they like that first game sold probably better than they expected, so they doubled down. Maybe something got removed from that 2-hour fucking behemoth of a thing.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I just wish they showed a little bit less of it. They ended with they showed 5 fucking videos of that game, and the last 2 videos they showed were gameplay, which looked kind of solid, and then the second trailer was their jokes about Marvel stuff, which
we're
it's not
good.
perfect, but it's a lot better than the fucking here's our weird racist joke that we're going to say over and over again that's not even offensive because it's just too boring and lazy.
The first one had a class called the Jew, so having a character called the Coon, it's all right, that's on par. Congrats.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You are being offensive. I was all right, cool. That's just that's not offensive. That's just silly. You're just being dumb and you're calling it jokes. That's not.
Yeah.
It's just yell "get her done" really loudly and that's your joke. Done.
I wouldn't expect anything else, but also I just wish they had not showed it for fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah. What else did I just can't even think? Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Watch Dogs.
There's a lot of Watch Dogs. Steep. That new
new IP, Extreme Sports.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah,
to end your conference on I snowboarded and bones.
It was really weird because I don't know. I think that game could be good, but everything they showed was about that was really awkward because pretty much every shot they showed from that, someone was getting fucking obliterated.
Yeah, it's there's a part where a guy on a fucking hang glider just screams and then hits the mountain, and you hear just death.
Thud.
It's fucked.
I think at the end of that mountain is a hospital and then a funeral home, and they make a lot of money.
Oh, they showed For Honor. That game looks.
Yeah,
it looks cool. I'm gonna play that tomorrow probably.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to see that game anymore. I just want to play it.
Yeah. I think they've showed basically everything that's going to show well from that.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to see. The combat kind of explains itself, and with the systems in there. Unless there's something deeper, I want to know what those campaigns are and consist of.
Yeah,
is it a conquest? What is it? But other than that, that's something you can solve in one more trailer, or just release the game and let me touch it.
Yeah,
let me touch it.
Michael's got his hands on my knee again.
I want to know if there's a big difference between the 3 different character types, if they play significantly differently. And what's a great way to figure that out? Play it.
Playing, yeah.
Yep. They do. I think they've said that we're sharing a mic, so John is forgetful. He's trying to put it in my ass a lot.
Stop.
Stop resisting. Yeah, they said I think the samurai is real quick, but doesn't do a lot of damage. The Viking can take some hits, but slower.
Right.
And I forget what the third one is. Who the fuck?
It's a knight. What?
I don't know. It's weird.
Anyways,
it is a knight. I'm tired.
That's Ubisoft.
We all are. It's
late. It was an early morning. It really wasn't.
Then came Sony.
Sony was weird.
Reggie Fils-Aimé walked past us as we were watching Sony.
Yeah,
that was my highlight.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, just Reggie walking by, and he was probably thinking but
boy, wait till they see our strength. He actually he did pause for half a second, looked at it,
yes, he did,
and he just kept going.
He had his entourage with him. It was cool.
Yeah, good for him. But no, yeah, they opened that show up with the new God of War. And look, Michael, I know you're going to say, I'm glad that they're trying something new.
Yes.
But, hey, guess what? God of War was never good, and this God of War is probably not going to be good. Mm-hmm. And I don't give a flying fuck.
I think they could do something new with it that it needs to be newer. They took Kratos. What the fuck ever. Kratos, I don't give a shit.
Krakus.
They took the fucking...
I took a Kratos this morning.
They took the pissed off dad who's named after Michael's turds and
A lot of things are named after my
from
turds.
Greek mythology, and they put him in a game about Norse mythology, and he's never been an interesting character, and now he's not even in the right fucking mythological setting, and he has a son, which is like, oh, cool. It wants to be, it's an open world fucking thing. It's not even like a character action game anymore. It looks like it plays like the new fucking Tomb Raider games play.
Whose cat is that?
And
Michael's showing us a picture of a cat. Whose cat is that? Yours?
I need the microphone to speak.
I'm sorry.
You just ask me questions and just holding the mic to his own face.
you're a terrible interviewer, John.
Fuck you, dude.
I'm not going to tell you now.
Whose cat is that?
A random cat.
It was Reggie Fils-Aim's
Please?
cat.
Cat's named Salem. I'll tell you that. It's a big fluffy cat. He's a Maine Coon.
I know.
That is not a racist.
Hey, South Park.
I know. Yeah. Hey. Wow. Eric Cartman. Hi. How's it going? I'm here interviewing Eric Cartman. How's it going?
Hey, douchebag. That's what I wanted to say when they were showing God of War. That game looks... You can read my Twitter if you want to read more of my thoughts on that game. I think it looks fucking lame.
Yeah. No,
It didn't do anything for me. Whatever.
Yeah, it didn't really do much for me either. But
Neither do those new Tomb Raider games.
All right, here's the question though. Do you think Kratos is gonna fuck a horse and that's how Loki's gonna happen?
I hate you so very much.
Yeah, just like Kratos fucks a horse and then like
SJWs, dude, they're
Stop.
putting
There's
fucking
2
furry
hours
shit on
of
these
Sony
games.
and today to get through, and you're talking about horse fucking.
it's in a myth.
Here's the worst part.
What myth?
That's how Loki came to be. Did you not know that?
I thought it was I thought it was a frost giant, and B, you need to stop reading your fan fiction.
He was adopted by the Frost Giants.
From a horse?
Yeah, no, someone fucked a horse in Norse mythology, and then
Was
when
it the horse with like 18 legs?
I think so. Yeah, actually, yeah,
That's disgusting.
isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, the rest of Sony.
They followed God of War up shortly after with Horizon Zero Dawn, which looks similar but also more interesting.
It looks tight. Yeah, that game looks real cool. That's another game though that. I mean, it's only been shown twice, but for some reason, I'm already just like, all right, I'm done. Just let me play it, please. You know?
It's been shown more than that.
I mean,
just
at E3.
Yeah.
At E3, yeah. But, like, I think, yeah, they showed that, like, TGS and stuff, too.
Yeah.
But,
when I look at Horizon Zero Dawn, what I see is, like, what if Far Cry Primal had been interesting?
I mean, Far Cry Primal is, like, such a different thing, because, like...
Oh, sure, but I mean, it's like...
this game is post-apocalyptic, and then this Far Cry Primal is pre-apocalyptic, like, super...
It's 2 apocalypses before, the one that's upcoming and the one that killed the dinosaurs.
Yeah, the Ice Age and shit, yeah.
I mean,
That wasn't an apocalypse.
Kind of was.
You use a bow,
like
there's
the
crafting. Who even gives a shit?
The thing that killed the dinosaurs is like an asteroid.
It was, but then it got cold later.
That's because the air conditioning kicked on.
Oh, okay.
You know why it was so cold is because Norman Reedus didn't have any clothes on.
Yeah, hey, Hideo Kojima actually announced his new game, and what the fuck?
Yeah, Norman Reedus, Impreg fanfiction.
Yeah, like
Given Flesh.
he has a fucking child, and then it vanishes, and then he's got like oil on his hands, and then it's called Death Stranding,
Which apparently is a term to describe like a bunch of whales beaching themselves
Yes.
and then dying.
Yes.
Hideo Kojima doesn't make very good games. This one will not be very good. Also, Norman Reedus sucks.
Okay. You're probably right.
I'm not. No, I'm not probably right. I am right.
I like a lot of Hideo Kojima's games, but
Name one. Name one of his games that is very, very good.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
I said very, very good.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Metal Gear
Yes,
Solid
having
3.
to select your camo every time. That's so much good.
It's good as shit. Fuck you.
I played NGS
Yeah, it is about as
1
good
through
as
3
shit. It is as good as
many,
poop.
many times.
It is good as my Kratos.
Shut the fuck up. How about that police nuts though?
Days Gone.
Oh my god.
AKA Daisy 2.
If we're gonna talk
Lame.
about
Boring.
lame ass shit, Yeah, let's just move on from that.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. It's fucking boring.
It's
I think
boring
we're all
as
in
hell.
agreement.
Yeah, so then they talked about PSVR for a hot minute. They showed off that, oh my god, you can't be specific about this, but
Fuck the game Farpoint. Forever.
Farpoint can kiss my ass. Let's just leave it at that. Michael, do you have anything to say about Farpoint?
It was cold.
Shouts out to Max Scoville.
Yeah, hey Max, how's it going, dude? Let's hang out later. PS4 Spider-Man by Insomniac. That is an exclusive game to PS4. That game will God, I'm hoping that game is tight. Please, please, please.
Tight like Spider-Man's suit?
Yeah.
Tighter.
Yeah, that game looked good. I think Mike Cosmano mentioned it where like Spider-Man 2 was like pretty big for people around our age, and because that game's amazing. Amazing Spider-Man even.
No.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, I hope that one like does the same thing.
Yeah,
like
I
open
hope
world
it's-
New York, like on like that Spider-Man 2 was 2 generations ago. So if they can follow something similar in that vein, sort of like there's a lot you can do with Spider-Man.
Yes.
And with New York and with his villains, like in maybe even other parts of the Marvel universe, like there's a lot you can do with that. I don't think that was gameplay. I think that was a very good
right.
sizzle reel. I don't know if everyone agrees with me or not, like in the world, but hey, I hope that works out.
Insomniac's got the right pedigree, I think, to make a Spider-Man game.
Now, they showed Resident Evil 7, which now I mentioned this on Twitter, and I mentioned it on some other places too, but I'm not 110% sure because I have heard when Resident Evil 7 leaked, I read this from multiple sources, but I read that Resident Evil 7 is being worked on by ex-Silent Hills people.
I believe it.
Looks like it. It looks like it, and they released a demo that is basically a PT for Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
So would not be surprised. That looks cool though. They're getting back to being like actually scary instead of just like, hey, why don't you punch this boulder?
It's going to be in VR too.
Yeah, it's going to be full. The entire game will be in VR.
Yes.
Playable
Optionally.
completely. Yeah, optionally. Am I forgetting anything from Sony?
I don't think so.
Well, I will just mention
Nothing that made an impression.
I will just mention a rumor that I read that Red Dead Redemption 2 was going to be there.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that on Twitter from multiple sources. That's what Days Gone, or Days Gone, some people call it that.
Yeah.
That's what that replaced, and that explains why there was a trailer and a lengthy gameplay. So I don't know if that's true. There's just a lot of rumors. You got approached by a dude with a piece of paper, gave you a Best Buy gift card, and that had that on there.
Yeah, I took a survey today, and in the front of E3 for no fucking reason, and on the list of games that were supposed to be there, Red Dead Redemption 2 it said, and Evil Within 2, which
We're both rumored.
were both rumored.
Yes.
Were both in like big leaks. I remember, and neither of those showed up. So but yeah, that's pretty much those press conferences, or at least what we remember from them.
And then this morning was Nintendo's Treehouse thing.
Which was a clusterfuck.
At first, yeah. I mean, what we were able to see because we had to go to the show floor.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they opened with about, like a 2 or 3 minute Zelda trailer and then at least like half an hour of Pokemon, which was insane. It was too much Pokemon.
Zelda looks all right.
Yeah, they showed Zelda. Zelda looks like extremely my shit. But yeah, they also confirmed no female Link, which I think is really stupid. But again,
the way that they made the excuse for it was real bad. Like if they would just come out and say like, or they don't even have to come out and say it. Like the reason why it's so frustrating is because they keep teasing it.
Yeah,
and they won't do it.
They said something about they considered playable Zelda, and then they decided against it because they said, "Oh, it's too complicated,"
no. It was basically,
whatever.
well, then what would Link do?
Yeah, it's like Link can do whatever the fuck
Link
he
can
or
fucking
she
sit.
or they want. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just you're the one making the game. You can fucking write the characters
Yeah.
to do what you want.
Yeah. It's frustrating.
It's
I
frustrating. I bet they release Linkle DLC in fucking 6 months after that game comes out.
Great.
Or maybe NX exclusive. You can play as fucking Linkle or cop out fucking female Link character.
Yeah.
Other than that game looks tight to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't get a chance to play it today. Definitely want to before
we're gonna
E3's
see
up,
what we
though.
can do. But yeah, so we should talk about what we did get to play. How about we just go around the horn and we each talk about what we played, and then if there are any, if there's overlap, we can discuss it together.
Certainly.
All right, so Michael, how about we start with you?
Hello there.
Michael, what did we do first thing? Like basically as soon as we got there.
As soon as we got there,
I mean,
sat down. We did the smartest thing that any of us could do. We sat the fuck down.
Yeah, we took a quick breather to kind of gather ourselves, but then right afterwards,
Took a nice
we
little boy
went
sit.
we went to a meeting room, and then we talked to some people, and we got a little bit of an appointment, and then after that, we went and played a game. What did we play?
We played the game of Am I Creeped Out by This Cosplay?
Were you creeped out by the cosplay?
What's his name? Geralt creeped me out a bit.
Yeah, he was really commanding. He was just
He was hulking.
Really?
Yeah.
And another thing that I thought he was a dude wearing makeup in a suit and was like, "Hi, hello, I'm Geralt."
I didn't talk to him.
I mean, I don't know. Dude was kind of like, but I don't know. After once he started talking, he seemed fine. But just walking in the room, I was just like, oh fuck, this guy he's gonna kill. He's ready to murder.
It also didn't help that was it's a tiny meeting room, and it's here's a huge wooden Gwent table in the middle. It's all ornate, and here are 1,000 of the devs in the room, and here's a little table so they can take meetings or take appointments, and people can check in, and then
Another table with snacks and refreshments.
And then here are 3 or 4 people in cosplay taking up more room. What?
Yeah, they had
Geralt and Triss.
Geralt, Triss, some other lady, and I don't remember his name. Aridin, I think, the leader of the Wild Hunt. He was there for a second, and then he just walked away, and it was I guess he's busy, leading the Wild Hunt. Good for him, I guess.
Aren't we all? This is the Wild Hunt.
This is pretty wild.
Yeah.
You're the Wild Hunt.
Great.
Answer the Wild Hunt. What? Hi.
Shh. But yeah, no, we actually got to play that new Gwent game, and I mean,
It's Gwent,
it's Gwent, yeah,
which isn't a bad thing.
But Michael, do you want to talk about what's different about this Gwent game other than what is already included in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt?
It's incredibly polished. I thought it maybe because The Witcher 3 doesn't run great on consoles, but it's smooth. It has a lot of animations. I feel like the UI is much further refined. So kind of you at a glance, especially once you know all the rules and the ins and outs, you can kind of just look at it and go, "Oh, okay, I know exactly what's happening here." And then the cards are explained much better. You don't have to. I think in the game or in Witcher 3, you have to zoom in, and they zoom in up above because you don't have you're not facing a human. And this one, it's just off to the side, and then you can zoom in further. So at any time, you can kind of say, "Oh, what's this card?" and just at a glance, without hitting any button, you know what it is, you know what it does, all that stuff. But yeah, that game looked great. That game looked really good. It's free to play, which I didn't kind of expect. Kind of thought that might be $40, $20.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, free to play, microtransactions. They were talking about premium cards a lot, which made me think that those premium cards won't be free.
Yeah.
Or incredibly rare. But then the real thing that stood out was the they call it an open world single player campaign.
Yeah.
Which is there are their story beats. The single player campaign seemed, even the actual Gwent playing seemed structured around story. They kept emphasizing that. But yeah, you're just your little Geralt and going around the thing, going around a map, a 2D map. And you can just branch off. You can discover stuff. If you discover certain things, and you might investigate or leave it alone, it might result in a card. It might result in a battle. There are story-driven battles. When we asked him, he didn't really subscribe to the idea of boosters.
Yeah.
So he seemed I'm not entirely sure unless you he did say you'll be getting money. So I don't know if you
Right.
just get card shops or how you'll earn cards. Because that was the one thing about The Witcher 3 was Gwent was fun, and you had this nice little starting deck, but it took so long to beat all those people to get more Gwent cards so that you could have a much stronger deck, or even one that wasn't your current faction. But I thought it looked great.
Yeah, I mean, you and I, Michael, got a chance to talk to the lead programmer, who was the one leading the demonstration, which was cool. You know, he kind of told us, well, it'll launch with that one campaign, which seems to be focused around Geralt, and they said that the campaign will be around 10 or so hours long. But he said, depending on how that campaign does, they might release more campaigns, and it sounds like those campaigns are, things that you would have to purchase in order to play, kind of support the game in that way. And then, premium cards. He didn't really specify much on that. But he did say, like, the multiplayer aspect is a full, like, collectible card game. So it's not like prefab decks or anything like that. He also said, there are 4 factions. There was one sort of major Witcher world faction that was missing, which I think was Nilfgaard. Mm-hmm. And he said that would be coming, that's in the pipeline. It wouldn't be at launch, but that's something that they're working on too. We all got a chance to play around. We all lost.
I should have won, but like with every Gwent game, I just play cards, and I don't really think. But I could have won. I could have beat that fucker.
Yeah.
I don't know who that guy was. He seemed nice.
Yeah, the guy that, when he kicked the shit out of me, he shook my hand over the computer and was like, yeah, good game. Mm-hmm. And that was nice.
Fun. It's good that people are having friendly competition with Gwent and not just being shitheads. It's good.
Yeah, I had fun playing it. I didn't play all the way through The Witcher 3, and I barely touched Gwent in The Witcher 3. This game looks a lot better than the Gwent did in Witcher 3. And it looks super polished, looks super good. I'm glad that we checked it out, because it wasn't something that I would have thought to check out. So thanks, John, for directing us to do that.
Yeah, no problem. So after that, we went to another meeting room, and we went and played some... A lot of it was like ports of older games, but we got to mess around with some stuff. I played... we're going to get to that, don't worry. I played a little bit... Stop, Michael!
Say those words. Say those words, John. Say them.
Carmageddon sucks.
Yes. Carmageddon sucks.
Okay, so I played a little bit of the new version of Ollie Ollie that's coming out on PS4. All it is just both of the games. I don't know if it's the first two. I don't know if they're making a third one. But it's 1 and 2 packaged together. So, those games are very, very good. So just, look into that. That's there. That was there. And then I played Carmageddon. All 3 of us played Carmageddon, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And holy fucking shit. Who made that
really
game?
Poorly. I don't know.
How is that okay? That's not okay. It's bad. It fucking sucks. It fucking fucks. I hated it. Oh my god.
It sucks. Big fucking dick high school district.
Yeah. Oh my god. Austin, you played Worms WMD? How'd you like that?
Yes, I did. I actually thought it was really cool. It's got some new stuff in Worms, which is like, thank God. I don't remember the last time I heard that Worms had new stuff in it, other than when they made those ill-advised 3D Worms games. It has turrets. It has tanks that you can jump in. That's kind of
tight.
Awesome. And it has crafting, but not in like a weird bullshit way. But if you get materials that drop just the same way that weapons and other things drop, you can use them to craft not only weapons that you don't have, but also new versions of weapons like a triple barrel shotgun or a airstrike that it leaves like a poison cloud. And that stuff seems super cool. Like, I was into it. I like Worms. I haven't gotten into a Worms game in a while.
It's cool.
This one looks really good if you're into Worms.
Awesome. Michael, you played the other games that were there. You played some of the console version of Prison Architect. How does that work?
Prison Architect? It's on consoles now.
Is that it?
No.
Then tell us what's different.
A lot of it's different. Like the UI is completely different. Like just almost completely overhauled. It seems like it looks the same. Like just glancing at it, but I don't even know where to begin. Like before, it was almost like just like if you brought up, man. Not only has it been a bit since I played the PC, I'm also really tired. Like before in the PC, it was almost like you had a file folder that would come up, and it was just a window. In this one, it pops up like a little menu from the bottom. That's where you control most of your everything, like placing items, buying and placing items, hiring staff. All that stuff just comes up from the bottom, so it doesn't really like occupy screen space like the PC version does. But with that one, of course, you can just get rid of it. In the console, you can't. So you're just kind of bringing up little sub-menus. And they're done really well. They look really good. And then you can just sort of, if you don't want to, if you don't want to just sit there and build a room from scratch, they have prefab rooms. So if you're kind of the person who's like, man, why can't I build cells? It's like, oh, I always forget to put toilets. And I'm like, oh, who gives a fuck? They're prefab.
Just like in real prisons.
Yeah. They're prefab, and you can just kind of like plop it down. Like, oh, how do I build a workshop? I've only built cells in a kitchen before. Like, oh, here's a workshop. It works. There you go. So you don't have to worry about that stuff.
That seems really useful.
Yeah. And they said that kind of stuff actually might. Some of the stuff that they've added might actually come to the PC version. The version that's on consoles is just 1.1 or 1.0. But look good. Like it looked great. I would love to buy that game again. Because those dudes made a wonderful game, and I'm glad it's coming to consoles. It's like PS4, Xbox One are physical and digital, and then Xbox 360 is just digital. I'm surprised they're putting it on the 360 at all. But
I didn't know that. I thought it was just current gen. Wow.
No, they're doing 360 too. But yeah, like dude was really nice, and that demo was great. Like they made The Rock in it, which is it's hard. And then it'll have the same thing that
cool.
the Steam one does. It has.
I remember what it was called. It was they had that World of Wardens.
Yeah, so in the Steam version, you can just like share your prisons. World of Wardens is essentially that. You can share. It wasn't up and running because the internet wasn't up and running on that thing because it's not out. They show me pictures of like you can rate it. You can look at what other people are doing, and then of course you can use it as like escape mode or just load it in yourself and continue it on. So. Yeah, it seems to be they took everything that was in the PC version and made a very competent version on consoles. And yeah, I will rebuy that game and play another 80 hours of it. So that game looked great.
And what about a Sniper?
Yeah, that was a separate thing that I had to rush off to eventually. Sniper Elite 4 looks like Sniper Elite, but like prettier. It wasn't like spectacular. It does all the same thing, like X-ray stuff goes into it. It seemed a little more like intricate and like complicated, where you like the demo I played is you have to go to a bridge and blow up an artillery train, and you have to blow up something else. Of course, I didn't complete it because I was getting caught all the time. I think it died like 3 times. But like as I would go along, like a transport truck would come up and just let all its guys out. Like, oh, okay, that's another wrinkle in my plan. A lot of the support items can be like used different ways. So if you have a grenade, you can switch it to a sticky grenade. So you can toss it at a tank and have it just, which is how I got rid of that tank. It seemed fun. I like those games. Those games are take themselves just seriously enough and just not seriously enough to be a lot of fun. And then after that, I know we're kind of skipping over the game you and I played, John. Do you want to go to that, or do you want me to go to my VR demo?
Talk about your VR demo, and then we can talk about that.
I played PSVR. I played Battle Tank. Let's pretend that's the name of it.
Battlezone.
Battlezone, yeah. It's not like I played it or anything. That game was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was. The PSVR helmet, it's the first VR helmet I've ever worn. It was comfy. Fit right over my glasses. It seemed a little fuzzy. Not even like, because I need new glasses, but like not even far off in the distance, but like medium distance. It was a little fuzzy. I can't tell if that's the headset, or the game. But the game was fun. It's a procedurally generated map, not the map you play in, but the sort of overworld, and you go from mission to mission. and as you go, it's a roguelite. And you destroy things, and you have to, this mission might be destroy all these tanks. You go and destroy the tanks, you collect whatever they drop, and then you can upgrade your tank. And then you can modify your weapons. And so it's a roguelite. And he even said, like, I don't want this to be a game you buy on PSVR and then stop playing after 15 minutes and go, like, that was an experience. He wants people to, like, he wants it to be long-term.
Sure.
Which I appreciate. Like, he clearly saw the Oculus HTC Vive launch.
Yeah.
He said it's day and date with PSVR, but he didn't know the price. But yeah, I got to talk to him for a bit, and it seemed like talking to him made me more confident than playing the game did, which maybe says something. But I had fun with it. I think it works well with VR. It's just you sitting there with your, with a controller, and you can actually see the controller in the thing. But it works well, and it plays with VR a bit where, you kind of, like, everything comes from all around you, but it also now comes from, like, the sky. So, like, you have to look up, like, oh,
right.
There's something over there. I need to take cover. Like, oh, what is that thing shooting me from? I know it's behind me. Oh, it's a tower. Like, it plays with VR a little bit. I'm hoping it plays with it enough. But, yeah, it was a short demo, and PSVR seems fine. I need to play, like, regular VR, like Oculus HTC Vive, to see if that's me or PlayStation Helmet. But I got a little sick, but I think that's because it was my first time, and also I was hungry. I was hungry.
Yeah. We were all hungry boys.
Yeah, hungry boys. All right, yeah, last thing we can talk about real quick is... do you have anything else? We could talk about Tiny Build in a second. But last thing specifically for me and you, before we let Austin talk a little bit, we both got to play a little bit of Dead Rising 4. That game is... It's exactly what I want. Oh, man, I'm so into Dead Rising. They brought Frank West back. It's set during Christmas time. I mean, we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but oh my god, I'm so excited for Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, I didn't get to play it with you guys, but I stood in line with you for a bit, and I saw, it's like, the other people demoing it looked awesome. It looked really cool.
Look, all I'm going to say is that I was playing that game within, I mean, it was an 8-minute demo, but within the first couple of minutes, I came across a Surfbot toy. So I was like, okay, good. They know what they're doing in this game. They're putting the Surfbots front and center. They know what's up.
I saw somebody playing as Frank in Power Armor.
Yeah, the Power Armor seems to be the big new thing in this game because they're trying to limit how long you can stay in it because, they don't want it to be cheap. But
right.
It seems like Frank just can put on this Power Armor and he's able to interact with the environment in unique ways. Like, one of the things that they said was you can go up to, like, a parking meter and just rip it out of the ground, and now that's a weapon. You can punch cars and have them fly across the screen. And you can just rip zombies in half like they were paper. Like, it's real goofy, fun. Like, it's Dead Rising, but, it's exactly what you would want if you love those games and you just want to murk some fucking zombies. Michael, how did you feel about it?
It was a lot of fun. It looked really rough. Like, a lot of the animations, like, there's one when you're in the Power Armor and you have, like, your combo meter up. He takes the zombie's head and, like, rips the scalp off, but the hand doesn't hit the head. It's, like, floating above it. And then that game's supposed to come out this year. And I know that's it's early and stuff, but that kind of makes me, like, a little worried. But there were a shit ton of zombies on screen, and when you're in the Power Armor, you can, like, punch a car and it just slides into zombies and stuff. So I wasn't sold on the Power Armor. I would rather have been out of it and, like, swinging my electric axe and shooting fucking whatever, throwing ornaments at zombies, even though they don't do anything, because that's fun. I thought it looked good. Like, I really, really, really liked Dead Rising 3. And that gave me that kind of vibes more than it did the first or second one. So I know that people really love the first and second ones, and Dead Rising 3 was kind of a little more, like, softer, I guess is the best word for it. But, yeah, I would play that game.
Was there any evidence in the demo of, like, kind of the like, crafting type stuff from Dead Rising 3?
They specifically said that, what they did was they littered the area with crafted weapons. They said that there will be the weapon combination stuff. They just said that they didn't put it in the demo because they wanted people to just be able to run around.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's like
'cause
too
it was
in-depth for an 8-minute demo.
Yeah, it was an 8-minute demo. They didn't want to bog that down. But
that's cool though. That stuff seemed really cool. I didn't play Dead Rising 3, but I mean,
it was funny because I specifically mentioned that Dead Rising 1 is my favorite, and the guy just kind of went, oh, why is it your favorite? And I mean, I explained because Frank West is one of my favorite game characters, and I explained that
he's great.
Yeah, I explained I think he's like a layered anti-hero, and there's not really that many of those in games, stuff like that. I explained I said my piece, and then they were like, well, the story in this is the best that it's ever been, and I'm like, I tried really hard to be like, oh, that's easy, like. I like Frank West as a character, but the stories in those games have never been good. And they don't have to be.
Yeah,
it's killing zombies.
It's a fucking stupid
fun.
zombie game.
Yeah. But yeah,
but stupid in the right way.
Exactly.
Unlike fucking Days Gone. But let's not talk about that.
It's goofy and it's just reveling in what it is.
Yeah.
But Austin.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you got up to?
Absolutely. So as soon as the very first thing we did was make that Gwent appointment.
Yeah. We talked about Gwent.
As soon as we got into the actual show floor, very first booth I saw was Exceed.
Yeah, you booked it right over there.
I booked it away from you guys immediately to play Trails of Cold Steel 2.
Yeah, we were just like, oh, bye, Austin.
Yeah,
see you later.
I did not give a shit. I wanted to play that game.
So tell us about it.
Yeah, so Trails of Cold Steel came out in the U.S. In December last year, and I didn't play it until, March. And I put 75 hours into that game.
Yowza.
By the time that I had beaten it. I loved that game. I thought it has it's a turn-based RPG. It's an anime RPG, whatever. It's part of the Legend of Heroes series. It's a whole thing, whatever. I got to talk to the lead of localization of that first Trails of Cold Steel game while I was playing this. He's not the lead on the second game, but he's still working on it from what I understand. But part of why I love that game so much was the characters. A lot of people talk about the Trails in the Sky games. Those games have great characterization, very, very, very good balance of characterization and plot stuff to solid JRPG turn-based combat. That's what the first game was. Guess what? That's what the second game is.
Yeah.
There's some exciting stuff in there for somebody like me who was really into that first game that doesn't really, I'm not going to go too in-depth in it.
Sure.
The big thing for me, there are a lot of characters that are in the first game who you see and you go, I want that motherfucker in my party.
Sure.
Never happens. In the second game, fucking happens with all of them.
Cool.
The guy told me by the end of the game you have a selectable party. You have 4 people in the party at a time, but you can select from 20.
Cool.
That's awesome. That game looks like exactly what you would want if you played the first one.
All right. What else did you play?
While we were at Xseed, I also played Exile's End, which was released in 2015 on Steam. I don't know if it was released anywhere else at that time. But now it's getting released by Xseed by, I think, Marvelous, actually, the same company.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. On PS4 and Wii U, it looks like a Metroidvania, but it's
is that game that I played for a minute because that cosplayer beckoned me over, and I was like,
yes.
okay.
Yes. That game didn't seem great. I wasn't really that into it. It looks like a Metroidvania, so I was drawn to it. It's not a Metroidvania.
It's not great.
It is like a love letter to Amiga and Commodore platformers. And it played like that, which means it didn't play great.
Yeah.
Cool art style, but
yeah,
whatever. That cosplayer, I took a picture with her because she was cosplaying one of my favorite characters from Trails of Cold Steel.
Well, there you go.
And right after that, I walked over to Immerex VR, which is like a Chinese VR company. They're not making games. They're making cinematic VR experiences. I was right. Wasn't really a headset that they had. It was more like goggles. I wear glasses. All three of us wear glasses. So I had to take my glasses off, and I couldn't see where the fucking shit in those things.
Great.
They had little focus sliders that I messed with for what felt like fucking ages, and I could not see shit. And yeah,
we don't have to dwell on shitty VR headsets.
Then we went to Gwent. Then we went to Worms and Carmageddon, whatever. And then we went to the South Hall, where I went to the Square Enix
booth,
if you want to call it that. It's more like a fucking
clusterfuck.
It's huge. The Square Enix stuff is huge, which makes sense. They have a lot of games there.
Yeah, they're busy this year.
Yeah, I didn't get to play any of the major ones. There were huge lines. Going to try to hit those, within the next couple days. But I got to play Star Ocean, which I really wanted to play.
Yeah.
Integrity and Faithlessness. Because that game's coming out soon, very soon, and I'm going to be reviewing it. So I wanted to know if it's going to be any good. I didn't like Star Ocean 4 at all.
I don't think anyone really did.
Yeah, I've not really heard good things about it from anybody. Star Ocean 3 was okay. Star Ocean 1 and 2 were really good. So I didn't know what to think about this one. I feel pretty good about it now.
Cool.
I played it. It seemed like a tight game. Action RPG, Star Ocean. If you don't already know what Star Ocean is, you probably don't give a shit anyway. It looked like a Star Ocean-esque Star Ocean game. It looked tri-ace as hell. It was really cool. The controls were good, which is the main thing I was worried about. JRPGs, man. And then I played the Final Fantasy XII remaster for a little bit. That was a weird demo. You can't open the menu in that demo. But, it's the international version of the game, which wasn't released in the U.S. before, which is like a superior version of the game.
Sure.
For a variety of reasons that you can look up. Again, it's, it really doesn't... Okay. It isn't that interesting to talk about. But, that seems fine. Okay. It looks great in HD. It was a good-looking PS2 game. And then we met up with David Alonso,
we
met from Idea Factory.
Yeah, we met up with the Idea Factory folks. They showed us...
Don't remember her last name. But
Ari
Idea Factory, we'll call her.
Yeah, great. We met up with the Idea Factory people, and they showed us 2 games. I don't remember
the name of the first one.
It was like May something. God, I feel like such
It was a first-person dungeon crawler.
It was one of those.
Anime titty first-person dungeon crawler.
As they are to put out. As they do.
That's an Idea Factory thing
they are to
put out. Looked okay. I'm not in the first-person dungeon crawlers, so it's...
I think the idea behind it is a little interesting, where like you have a main character who is kind of glass cannon, and then you have a more defense-based like robot in front of you, and you send the robot out to do most of your attacks, but you can hop up in front of him, do some like ultimate move, and then back out because you can like, I'm gonna get fucked up.
Looks like there's some cool customization stuff on the robot characters, and eventually you get more
characters,
characters with more robots.
Whatever.
That customization stuff looked cool. I wish it was in a genre of game that I was more inclined to enjoy.
And then we got to play a little bit of that.
Oh boy,
good. That Super Dimension Neptunia versus Sega hard motherfucking girls. Michael, do you have anything to say about that?
Go fuck yourselves.
You walked in right on the tail end of that, which is fucking lucky for you, my friend.
Thank God.
No, it was really. I mean, they were very nice. They showed us a good demo of that game. Like they demoed the stuff that you would want to see from that game.
Yeah,
it looks better than the other Neptunia games.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah, it doesn't look horrible.
The battle system doesn't look like a complete clusterfuck. There's 3 or 4 things you can do on a given turn rather than like fucking 20.
Yeah.
Which is good because those games notoriously throw like 18 tutorials at you within the first hour about bullshit that doesn't even matter, but you'll try to do it and it won't fucking do anything. It just doesn't work,
frustrating.
Those games are frustrating. That game looks like it's probably less frustrating. Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm going to give it a shot because I want to play a Sega Saturn.
Well, yeah, you're the Sega Hard Girls fan here.
And y'all were making fun of me about it, but hey, guess what? I like that video. I like that anime. You
I haven't
need to
watched
back
it.
off.
It seems like something I'd probably like, unfortunately.
We should watch some Sega Hard Girls.
Let's fucking stream Sega Hard Girls.
Hell yeah. All right, let's do that after we record this.
For sure.
Yes!
And then three of us-
No! You don't have to be there. You can stay somewhere. You could go somewhere else.
I sleep right next to you.
We can watch it down here. You go to sleep, and then
Only
we'll go up there.
temporarily.
I'll poop on you in the middle of the night.
Fuck you. Is there anything else?
Not that I played on my own. The three of us after that went over to, there's one other thing I did on my own. We'll talk about that after we talk about this.
No, you can talk about Pico VR.
Okay,
Talk
fine.
about Pico
Sure.
VR.
We talk about everything else.
You just got to do China Belt after this. So just talk about Pico VR.
Okay, yeah, sure. I went to Pico VR. Pico is like a new company. They're like a year and a half old. They've been developing this VR headset for like a year now. I had an appointment with them. So I went over there and tried out the headset for a while. It's a standalone headset. You don't have to hook it up to a PC. So it's got like a built-in OS and everything, and it comes with a controller that plugs right into it. It's not like a Move touch or it's not like a wand controller. It's like a gamepad.
Yeah.
That actually is like a real headset, and it didn't seem big enough for me to wear my glasses with it, but it did. It was crisp even without my glasses,
It's cool.
which was cool. I played a couple of games in there. I think they had 3 or 4 games demoable in the headset. I only got a chance to play a couple of them because I kind of took my sweet time with it, because that was my first ever VR experience, not counting that piece of shit Chinese thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. I played like a space shooter game, which was kind of, like bare bones, but it worked really well for what it was. I was impressed at how well it worked, actually. You just aim by looking and shoot with a button, and that was most of what there was to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also played like a rhythm game, which again was like a lot of like head aiming at different lanes of like notes and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It was cool. It was a good first real VR experience. I like that it's standalone. I like that there's not the constriction of like wires. Like I could just stand up and twist all around, and it was cool. I didn't feel sick or anything after using it, which was nice. And then I got to interview the VP of Design, which I didn't expect to be able to get to do. So
I'm sure you did fine.
I had a nice little interview with him. I was sort of ill-prepared, but he was very forthcoming and very, very, very kind. He was a real good dude.
Sure.
We chatted for a while. They plan to launch this thing by the end of this year.
Wow.
No price point set yet, but he's saying, it'll certainly be competitive. It's
cool.
As a standalone thing, it's probably going to be a lot cheaper than
bet.
Oculus or Vive.
We'll see.
So that's cool. Yeah. He seemed real excited about being able to show it off. He has like a pedigree with Sony. He worked on some PSVR stuff in the past.
Cool.
So yeah, it was a cool experience. I was glad that, that was a good first VR experience.
Sure. And then to round off the day, we went and visited the indie devs at Tiny Build.
Yeah, over in the JW Marriott.
Yeah, we did. That kind of seems like it's going to be the new place to chill while the Fig is busted, I guess. I don't know.
Marriott was fucking... That place was packed. There was just a wall of people.
Yeah.
There was people, and they were all in suits, and they all were drinking. At one point, while we were taking the demos on that laptop with the Russian lady, I just saw like an employee go by with like a cart, and that cart was full of like 3 kegs. He was just like, I'm going to go do this. There was liquor and beer was flowing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, the dude that we were getting, the guy who, I think the guy who owns Tiny Build, while he was talking to us, or
I don't know about owns.
or at least runs it, I'm not sure.
He's a big wig at Tiny Build.
Yeah.
While he was showing us this stuff, another guy was just coming to hand him beers regularly. It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, at one point after he got the second beer, he clearly did not want. Yeah. I thought he was going to spill it on him because of the way he was holding it. So I was just sitting there watching like the liquid slowly overcome the glass, and finally took a sip.
He made a joke about Russians loving to drink, and then he was like, "I love that stereotype." He was real nice.
Yeah, everyone there was super nice. So we saw 3 games.
You guys did. Or you guys played 3 games. I saw you play one of them. I played the other 2.
Okay. The first one was the train game. I keep forgetting what it's called. It's like
I wouldn't know. I didn't play it.
Last Ride? Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
While you guys are looking into that, I'll talk about the second game that they showed that all 3 of us played, which was Mr. Shifty.
Mr. Shifty, yeah.
Which
Mr.
I
fucking Shifty.
thought was fucking cool.
Yeah, we could talk about Mr. Shifty first.
So it's like an overhead. It looks like Hotline Miami. Picture Hotline Miami.
3D models.
Yeah.
On a 2D plane though.
Yes.
So it's slick. It's cel shaded.
Yeah, it had
nice.
It had a look, and I thought the look worked.
That gameplay.
It's kind of Hotline Miami-esque. You get to blink like Tracer or like whatever. You have a short distance. There's a little cursor in front of your character that shows you how. Yeah, sure.
You teleport like Nightcrawler. Like you literally blink out, and then you're like kind of like an ink cloud effect, and you show up a little bit forward.
Yeah, and there is a helpful cursor that shows you exactly where it will pop up. You die in 1 hit. Enemies die in like
a couple
hits because you punch them. There are weapons you can pick up. We only really saw one weapon, which was like a wooden pole.
Plank, yeah.
You can throw weapons. Again, Hotline Miami-esque. Very like.
It was
snappy.
It was just the gameplay was so good, and funnily enough, if I remember correctly, it was made by the same people who made Fruit Ninja, or some people that used to work on Fruit Ninja.
Yes. The thing that stood out about that was like being able to like pop into something, kill someone, and then hide again. Like it's like Hotline Miami let you do that, but you're more committed if you like burst into a room. This one was a little less that, and it felt like that meant also like. You could pop behind a guy. If there's 2 guys, you could pop behind it, kill one, and if that guy if someone else sees you across the room, he'll kill the other one for you because he'll start shooting.
Yeah, the bullets have collision with the enemies as well, which is cool.
They'll kill each other. So it seemed really interesting. Like I would like to see what they could expand on that. Like I don't want that to just be. It's like Hotline Miami, but you teleport a lot. Like I'm not gonna drop a lot of money on that. So I want to see what else that they can do with that.
I want to see more weapon pickups. What kind of stuff that's going to be? More enemy types. They mentioned some of the other enemy types that are going to be in the full game. They talked about like guys with energy shields who you can't damage until one of their pals have shot them or something like that.
Huh.
That's what it sounded like they were
Interesting.
saying. That sounds cool. I don't know. I think the blinking stuff could definitely add a big extra layer to what might otherwise be like a Hotline Miami, I don't want to say knockoff, but, Hotline Miami-like. It seems like a good one of the, a lot of games have tried to do the Hotline Miami thing. This seems to be taking it in a direction that's interesting.
Yeah, and the other for the first game that Michael and I played a little bit was the Final Station. Yeah, the Final Station. I don't know. I thought I liked that game more than you did. I think I thought the game was pretty neat. It's you're a guy traveling around on a train, and every time you stop at a train station, you have to like scrounge for supplies and fight off zombies because it's like a zombie like post-apocalyptic game. And so it's a small area, so like there's not a lot to cover. Like it's a side scroller, it's 8-bit. You just go into like a house or something, and you try like, okay, here's a couple of things I can grab. Here, I found this person. Let me bring them on the train. And then with the supplies that you gathered on that mission, you go back on the train. You travel more. And you have to figure out what to use when. Like, okay, this character has low health. I got to go get them a med kit. Oh, this character's hungry. I got to feed them. Or hell, maybe even ignore them and just let them die because you have that option. But each person that you bring onto the train to save them wants to get off on another station. So they have so if you want to actually get something from them, you have to bring them to their destination. So you have to keep them alive long enough. So you have to scrounge up enough supplies to keep people alive. And I don't know. I didn't think it was like this like revelatory, amazing concept, but you know, I thought it was pretty neat. Like a interesting little game. You know, I don't know.
The guy said it was inspired by Snowpiercer.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's
Which
kind of
sounds...
honestly, that's kind of a no shit. But
yeah,
you know, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it looked cool, but it reminds me of 1,000 other games that like, it's 2D, 8-bit, it's survival, zombie.
It sounds kind of a maybe, you know, like Oregon Trail-esque.
I just thought it was so simple that it didn't really bother me that much. Where I was just like, you know,
Sure.
This is neat. You know, if this is just something that's like $5-6, you know, whatever. This is fun.
Yeah, I didn't play it. I thought it had a nice look to it. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the concept of it depends on how challenging it is.
Yeah.
Because, like, if the side-scrolling action bits are too easy and it's like, well, I don't ever need to use my med kits on myself. I can just use them on all my fucking people on this train. Like, then who gives a shit? But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the last game we played was
It's super simple. We don't even have to really dwell on it. It's just called Cluster Truck. All like the basic concept is just that you're running on top of a bunch of trucks that are just swerving around on the street, and you have to jump from truck to truck. It's like the road is lava, basically.
Yeah.
Like from what I read, it actually started out as an April Fool's Day game, and then enough people like were into the concept that they were just like, all right, we'll make it a full game. There you go.
There was one level in there that was based on Super Hot.
And that was pretty cool. It was like Super Truck, and so
the trucks move when you move.
I thought it's.
Yeah, they said that's actually that level is actually going to be an entire mode in the full game.
Okay.
That mode seems more interesting than the rest of that game.
Like that game is interesting. It's just kind of like, okay, that's kind of cute, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's fun, but like I would not spend money on that. That's something that I would be like,
it seems like a flash game type of thing almost.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it for our first couple of days of E3. We're going to go back tomorrow. We have a couple of appointments. We got some other stuff we just want to do. We got a couple.
You fools have appointments.
I know, but before we go, we have a couple of questions. Michael. Here, I'm just going to hand this. I'm going to hand the mic to Michael. So, here we go.
Beware.
Hello there. You ready? All right. You can send questions to podcast or podcast. That won't go anywhere. Or you can go to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com where you can send them to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. We only have 2 questions because it's late night. It's actually not that late, but whatever. First question asks from Shoeless, were you able to get any hot scoops about Croc's dick on the EA show floor? Anybody ask anybody about when you're giving business cards and talking to PR people about Croc's dick?
No.
John, what do you think about Croc's dick?
I hate it.
I think the people at Xseed might have something to say. I'm going to go back tomorrow and see if anybody at Xseed has any input on Croc's dick.
I think Xseed is only concerned with boobs, from what I saw with their cosplay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
John, is there any update on your thoughts about Croc's dick, or maybe his grundle, or taint, or other parts of his genitalia that exists?
No.
Have you seen Croc's dick in person before?
Not yet.
One day, maybe. Our final question, we only have 2. Let me make sure and reload. Is from Psychic, who can read minds. And they ask, I think John needs to be the first person to fall off the fat chocobo display at E3. Just fall off intentionally. It'll be great and historic. Can you do that?
I feel like I would hurt myself very badly. That would be historic, you're right, but I don't want to hurt myself very badly.
What, I mean, entertainment is pain. Pain is entertainment. The content, John. Think of the content.
But I might like break a bone.
Bones heal. In fact, they heal stronger.
I'm scared.
I didn't even see the fat Chocobo display. I don't know where that was.
Yeah, I did. It was at the front of South Hall. It was like right behind where all the tech and stuff is. Can you stop? Thank you. It was right where the tech and stuff was because I was thinking about getting my picture taken with Heihachi, but I decided against it.
Was it near the big Doritos bag?
Yes.
I didn't see it. I saw the giant like Buddha statue and then Doritos and Hot and Fresh. And that was it. South Hall's a clusterfuck.
It was right in between those two things.
Then we have something to do tomorrow.
Hell yes.
See Croc's dick.
I have one last thing that I want to share before we wrap this up. I happened to walk past the Naughty America VR porn booth at one point.
No.
I did not see any VR porn.
No.
But I did see dozens and dozens of people taking pictures of one person looking at VR porn. There was no output. There's no screen showing the porn in the VR, but there was one person looking at the VR porn.
This is the worst.
And just dozens of people photographing the booth.
We're doomed. You can send more questions to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. And you can ask questions if you hear this. And it's still day, I don't know, it'll be like day 39, day 2 or day 3. If E3 is still happening, or hell, even until next week when we probably will inevitably record something that still mentions E3, just keep sending them in. What's E3 like? Did we see Croc's dick? Who touched Croc's dick first? Did John fuck the big chocobo? Did we eat out of the Doritos bag? Who slept in the Doritos bag? Who farts the most?
We can answer that. We can answer that.
We can answer that.
And we won't until you ask.
Nope. Yeah, you can. I'm going to hand this back over. Or maybe I won't. Or maybe I will. Here you go, John.
Thank you, Michael. But yes, that should do it for this episode, this good-ass content from E3 2016.
Very firm.
We'll check back in tomorrow for day 2. And, like Michael said, please send in more questions. And again, I want to thank everyone for coming onto the site. We have had record hits on the site for news and all of the other content. So thank you so much for everything that y'all have been doing for us. A special thanks to Ryan, Niall, and the rest of the home team for covering the press conferences. Like, holy shit, y'all did a great job. But yeah, we will check in tomorrow, and we'll be back then with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Here's to you.